Hi, friends. Doc South saying hey. And I was just looking at the calendar. This day, 55 years ago, I was almost killed. I'm actually almost every day I think of that. Back the Monday after Thanksgiving in 19, oh gosh, what would that have been? 1965. I almost bit the big one. Yes, indeed. The I was in a head-on collision out in Bel Air, Ohio, riding down the road in a Triumph sports car, a brand new Triumph for 1965. Belonged to a girl I knew, not a girlfriend, but a lovely girl named Julia, who lived in New Jersey. We were heading back to college, Ohio University in Athens, Ohio, and we had traveled through the night and I did some driving earlier in the night. Was driving at the time of the wreck. We hit an S curve with black ice on it. The highway ran along the Ohio River, and I guess the Ohio River put up a mist that night, and we didn't know to look out for black ice. Didn't even see it, and we had a head-on collision. I think we were doing about 55 on this highway. It wasn't an interstate, but there weren't that many interstates back then. And But we got clobbered, hit a 56 or maybe a 55 Oldsmobile head on, and no one had a chance to brake. It was intense and horrible wreck. Wound up actually in a part. We wound up in a gully that probably would have in springtime been flooded by the Ohio River. We were kind of in the river's flow plain. Yeah. And we I don't know how we made it. From what I understand, of course, Julia was not too badly hurt. I think she just had a few scratches. And me, I was clobbered. I broke many bones in my face. It was a mess. Eye damage and stuff, and never quite saw right after that. Kind of blurry. And I remember though the people out in Ohio were pretty darn nice. There was all sorts of folks. I remember as we climbed out of the car, and again, it looked like it had been stomped on. You know how you recycle cans nowadays? That's sort of what the Triumph looked like had happened to it. Yeah, like in the James Bond movie Goldfinger, that car gets crushed. That's sort of what, yeah, it's sort of what the Triumph looked like after hitting an Oldsmobile. and But I do recall people looking down at us, and they when it came out of the car, you could see them kind of recoil. I must have looked the sight. From what I gather, I was pretty much just covered in blood all over my head, and so I probably didn't look too good. Julia didn't look too bad, except she was crying awful. She was pretty worried about me. Well, I know it's funny, and this is one reason why frankly, I never think badly of the police. I honestly don't. First person there, out of all the people that were watching and didn't really know what to do, first person there was an Ohio State trooper. Oddly enough, he was behind us. No, he was not chasing us. He was behind us. He saw the whole wreck. He comes down and sees me, and I'm thinking I'm dying because, frankly, we managed to get out of the car. There was one way we could get. The doors were all crumpled shut, but we could climb out the driver's side window. Julia was out okay. Me, I eventually got out, and I just kind of sat, backed up against the rear tire of the car. It was about the only thing left that you could lean on. And I remember the trooper coming down with the first aid kit, and he looks at Julie. He says, "You all right, young lady?" She says, "Yeah." He says, "But do you hurt anywhere?" I know you're upset, but no, okay, you're reasonably okay. Oh my God, now let me look at you. Oh, sir. He says, "God Almighty." He says, "I saw the whole wreck. You two are, you want to thank God you're alive." He said, "Man," and he was a young fella. He wasn't much older than I was. He must have just become a trooper. And he's working. He's putting dressings on my face and all, and saying, "Look, I've got to call in. The ambulance crew will be here soon. You're going to be." He says, "You're really banged up," but he says, "I don't think you got anything. Do you hurt anywhere besides your face?" I said, "No." He says, "I take that as a no. You're okay. You feel reasonably okay elsewhere." Okay. And it was a little hard to shake my head. Yes, I thought my head would fall off if I shook too hard. And he says, "Well, the bleeding's not serious. I'm just going to put some dressings on. Don't touch him now. Leave him be." And I said, "Okay." And I remember thinking, doggone, that guy's pretty nice. It was just amazing. Well, the rescue squad came, and they managed to get me onto a stretcher. They got Julia up the side of the embankment. I think it was about a 15-foot embankment, something like that, and it looked to be. And off we went to the off to the hospital, and gosh, and it was about 2 months later I was finally reasonably repaired out of the hospital in about a week and a half or so. But I do remember that scene, feeling so darn helpless and hurt and really nailed, and it was so great to have people come by who knew what to do and were there willing to help out. I don't at all blame the people that were spectators. They just had no idea what to do and probably figured better leave things alone. And you know what a lot of those folks did, though? Later, when I was in the hospital, a day or so after I was in the hospital, um, I was going to be transferred to a hospital in Jersey, but a lot of those people came into the hospital to wish me well. They did. And I thought that was pretty cool. They wanted to see, hey, was I all right? One brought me an article. We made the papers. We were big news. And it was, I don't know. They one or two came in. I think one guy I think was saying a prayer for us and that kind of thing. It was just, even though we were really nailed, it was there was something good about it too. I don't know, hard to explain. And I think later in life, that's why I wanted to be a rescue person for a few years, just to pay that back. And I'm glad I did. I kind of wish I had stayed with it because I weren't too bad at it. So when it came to Rex, I had been there, done that. I knew exactly how they felt. And I think I helped quite a few people get out of Rex alive, now that I think about it. So, all in all, it's one hand washes the other, I suppose. Yes, I know this is long. It's a Lord's Prayer moment, though. More like a Lord's Prayer eon here in this case. We're up to about 8 minutes. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. So be it. Gee, I remember when my folks came into the room and saw me for the first time too that day, or that day. It took them a day or so to get out to me, and Mom crying instantly. My father saying, "Whoa, man, you look like you were in a plane crash, not a car wreck. Holy mackerel, look at you." Well, they tell me you're going to be all right. I said, yeah. Oh. He said, "Well, we'll get you home, and you're going to go, I guess, to the hospital in Morristown, and they're going to fix you up." He says, "Holy mackerel, you sure you weren't flying a plane?" I said, "No, it was just the car. The car flew a little." He says, "Okay, that might explain it." And, the car was airborne for a while, and cars don't have wings. Any case, I'll see you later. Thank you, friends, and God bless. Oh, and drive carefully. Yeah, see you later. Bye now.